My name is Amanda Pratt, licensed clinical social worker with Imagine Life Therapy, and I'm a chronic illness therapist. Today, we're going to be talking about our human basic needs and self-care and how those affect people living with chronic health conditions. Self-care is a term that actually originated in nursing and medical care. And essentially, what was said about self-care was that humans have a basic need to care for themselves. And so part of patient care was enabling them to be able to care for themselves independently, and that was the main goal. In psychology and human development, we also have theories about self-actualization and our basic needs. So Maslow had a hierarchy of needs, and there were 5 levels that he said we needed or we would try to accomplish throughout our human development. The basic level is our physical needs. This is our need for air, water, food, rest, and health. The second level is our need for safety and security and have a shelter so that we can feel both safe and secure. And then our third level is our social needs. So this includes our need to feel like we belong, our need to feel included, and our need to be loved and connected to other people. The fourth is our internal needs, and this includes, he calls this the ego needs. This includes our self-esteem, our sense of prestige and power and importance, and a sense of recognition and being able to feel valued. The highest level, he says, is called self-actualization, and this is the need for development and creativity that comes with being self-actualized. He says this is the highest level and only a minority of people actually reach this level. Maslow says that you have to have each level of needs met before moving up to the next level. And you can't move up to the next level if you don't have the previous level's needs below met. There are a lot of people who say this just isn't true, that our development just doesn't work that way. I believe that we are much more complex than this, and I believe that there are always going to be needs that we don't 100% get met, especially if you have a chronic health condition. And considering that half of our population has at least one chronic health condition, I think that we as humans adapt in other ways in order to be able to move up and still get through these levels of development. But one of the most important ways we do that is through self-care and also through adapting to deficits in our needs and making sense of them and accommodating for them. So if we look at the nursing aspect of self-care and our need for independence and being able to care for ourselves, I think that we'll see that we focus on making sure that we're doing deliberate acts to get as many of these needs met as possible. And through doing that, we're actually making our deficit needs, like our health, more resilient to stress. We know that people who have difficulty adjusting psychologically to chronic illness will have worse disease outcomes. And we also know that people who don't have certain needs met also have worse disease outcomes. There's actually a research study that I wanted to bring up that found that people who are more fulfilled and content with themselves and their lives, who have their physical needs satisfied or who feel satisfied with their physical needs being met and have positive connections with others, are able to make better decisions regarding positive health promoting self-care behaviors. This means that our quality of life is connected to a combination of these factors, and this is where putting together a self-care plan also can be positive for your disease management, and part of this is stress management. I think that people with chronic health conditions can see self-care as something that's absolutely necessary for them to be resilient to any stress that comes up with your chronic illness. This is something that I work on with my clients in my practice and something that I'm a huge advocate for. So with each one of my clients, I come up with a self-care plan with them that is based on activities they enjoy and that they choose to do. And then we encourage them and motivate them to work on those self-care activities each week. Because one thing we know is if we're getting those needs met, we're also going to be less likely to experience depression and anxiety, and we're going to be building confidence in other areas as they come up as well, which also reduces anxiety and stress. This is Amanda Pratt, licensed clinical social worker with Imagine Life Therapy, the chronic illness therapist. And this week, I want you to try to focus on your own self-care and think of some activities that you enjoy and go out and do them. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you get notified for any future videos that I post. Thanks, and see you later.